Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everyone had a great Sunday evening. Let me get this camera going and everything while we wait till a few people come in. There we go. Good evening. Hope everyone having a great Sunday so far. I know a lot of people watching football. That's fine. It's all good. It's all dandy. As we wait till a few more people jump in. Welcome. This is your first time here. Just say hello. Type of one in the chat. Let me know that you're there. And this is your first time. We just want to welcome everyone here on today. And this is the thing. Welcome to Real Talk Conversation, where we created a platform to come together and commune together and not divide. That's not what it's designed to do. It's designed to come together and we can talk. We should be able to sit down and talk like grown people. We should. But sometimes that doesn't happen. But I know some people seen the title, Sleeping with the Enemy. That can go various ways. It can go many ways, sleeping with the enemy. And we can take it from somebody on the outside that can be an enemy, somebody on the inside that can be an enemy. Your friends can be an enemy. Your family can be an enemy. But I'm just going to talk for a few minutes. But I'm not talking about that, which I may mention it, but I'm not talking about that. Your worst enemy is yourself. You could be your own worst enemy. For real. Because you can talk yourself into a lot of stuff and you can talk yourself out of a lot of stuff. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. My son usually be here, but he's relaxing. He just got out of the hospital not a few days ago. One day last week. Just got out of the hospital. So y'all keep the sickle cell warriors in your prayers because the weather changing and this is rough on them right now. He was on the phone and he was in his Discord and stuff, and they was talking back and forth, and a few of them was already in the hospital. Then he went. So y'all keep them in your prayers and keep them lifted up. If you see me looking to the side, because I got this other monitor going too. So, but I like to thank everyone for coming in. And like I said, the title is Sleeping with the Enemy. Who is your enemy besides yourself? Who is your enemy besides yourself? Who are your enemy? Or is you the biggest enemy? Because you can be. Think about that for a moment. You can be your own versus enemy versus somebody else that could be an enemy. For real. We always want to blame somebody else. We always want to blame the devil. We always want to give the credit to somebody else instead of taking accountability for yourself or being your own downfall. For real, for real. But we're just going to talk about a few things about this. Who can be your worst enemy? I got some notes over here. That's why you see me looking. Who can be your worst enemy? Who? Who can be your worst enemy? Your worst enemy can often be yourself, your doubts, fears, or negative self-talk. These internal battles can be more challenging than external conflicts because they can undermine your confidence and motivation and ability to grow. It can do all that. Think about it for a minute. For real, for real. Think about it for a minute. Who? Where's your self-confidence at? Or do you doubt yourself a lot? Come on now, talk to me. Y'all get in the chat if you want to. Talk to me. How many times have you doubted yourself about starting a business? How many times you doubted yourself about going to a better job? How many times you doubted yourself about moving? Sometimes you can doubt yourself about moving to a better place because sometimes people have this mindset, don't forget where you come from. Don't worry about what them people say when they come to that stuff right there. Don't worry about that. But self-doubt and all this right here, external, a worst enemy might be someone who actively seeks to harm or hinder you. Who's trying to stop you? Who's hindering your growth? Who's hindering you moving forward and gaining what you should be gaining, walking to your purpose or your destiny? Who's hindering you from doing that? Just asking. Just asking a simple question. Either out of envy, competition, or unsolved personal issues. However, the way you respond to external challenges often determines their impact on your life. And everyone just tuning in, welcome to Real Talk Conversation. And the topic is sleeping with the enemy. You can be all of that. Instead of focusing on what you need to do and focusing on accomplishing things within yourself and within your family or even with your children, a lot of times we pay attention to what someone is saying, and we shouldn't. Is it self-hate? Self-hate. Is it self-hate? How many of us hate ourselves? Oh, it's possible that you can hate yourself. It's very possible. Self-hate is one of the most destructive internal enemies a person can face. It often stems from unresolved trauma, unmet expectations, negative experiences, or deeply ingrained feelings of inadequacy. When left unchecked, it can lead to patterns of self-sabotage, isolation, and mental health struggles like depression or anxiety. That self-hate stuff can be a beast out there, y'all. Straight up, it could be a beast. It can be a beast. But what are you going to do about it? In the words of Joe Madison, rest in peace, Joe Madison. Words of Joe Madison, what are you going to do about your self-hate? What are you going to do about yourself? What are you going to do about it? When are you going to get out this slump that, I got to quit down in myself and start preparing myself for better? When? A lot of times, a lot of y'all go to churches and y'all hear these sermons and these self-motivation sermons and all this stuff, but you never pull yourself up to that level of that. I don't have a problem with pastors preaching motivational sometimes. I don't have a problem with that. My thing is when you're going to move yourself out of that and move yourself into that part of that self-motivation. Oh, you waiting on a man or a woman to help you do that. You shouldn't do that. Because if you can't self-motivate yourself, a man and woman ain't going to do them but elevate you for a little while. And then as soon as he or she is gone, then you right back at the same position that you was in. And maybe worse because you're mad, hurt, broken hearted. So it's time for you to start uplifting yourself. It's time for you to start pulling yourself up. It's time for you to start motivating yourself to become greater. Whatever you've been sleeping with, it's time to get out that bed with that. Seriously. It's time for you to move from that. How to confront self-hate. How do you all confront self-hate? And everybody that just joined, welcome. Thank you. Let me know that you're in here. You can type one in the chat. Just let me know that you're in here. Matter of fact, if y'all can hear me pretty good, just say hello or something so I know that you can hear me. How to confront self-hate. How to confront yourself. How do you confront yourself when you feel like you're in a slump? How do you confront yourself? How do you deal with yourself? How? One of the steps is acknowledge it. Recognize when you're engaging in negative self-talk or self-critical behaviors. Awareness is the first step to change. You have to acknowledge it. A lot of times we don't want to acknowledge some stuff in our lives. A lot of times we don't want to acknowledge or become accountable for what we have inflicted. I say this often. Sometimes it's not the devil's fault. It's not the devil that's messing with you. Sometimes it's just you. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that part right there, but sometimes it's just you. Sometimes. So when are we gonna get out that bed with that enemy of yourself? Hello? When are we gonna do this? When? Hey, Pastor McLeod. When? When we gonna start self-checking us and start doing right for us? Challenging negative thoughts. Question the validity of the harsh judgment you impose on yourself. Would you say the same to a friend? Likely not. The thing is about a lot of this self-hate is that you can motivate and lift other people up, but you can't lift yourself up. And I wonder why. I wonder why. Why you can't lift yourself up? Why you can't challenge yourself? Why you can't give yourself some props? Why you can't do that? Why? What's holding you back from motivating yourself? You know how they used to do with the devil be on one side and the angel be on the other side, and the devil talking and the angel talking. Why you can't listen more to this angel if you want to put it like that, versus listen to that devil all the time? Well, sometimes, as I said a few minutes ago, sometimes it's not the devil. Sometimes it's you up in here. Sometimes it's you that's down yourself. Sometimes it's you that's putting your own self down. Why? We got all this energy and we so pumped about all this other stuff, and we so pumped about other people, but we can't even be pumped for ourselves. I was watching all this stuff going on with this debate and this election time and all this stuff right there. And I won't get into that because that's your personal choice and whatever. And I've seen how a lot of people are so strong for their candidate, but when you see them by themselves, sometimes they so down. I don't understand that. I really don't understand it. Somebody gonna have to help me with that. Why you so down with that? Why? When you wake up in the morning, every morning that you wake up and you open your eyes, and I know sometimes it can be a struggle, but every morning you wake up and open your eyes, you should be thankful. You should be thankful. All that negative stuff, you should get all that negative stuff out. I don't care if it's family, friends, or whatever. You should get all that stuff out, push that stuff to the side, and start moving forward and motivating yourself. Practice self compassion. Practice self compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and patience you offer to someone you care about. Remember, imperfection is human. Practice, practice that. Treat yourself with the same kindness. Practice that. Go along throughout your day. Practice that. If you need some music to get away from everybody, practice that. Listen to some music. You need some self motivational music. Listen to some music. I don't hang around a bunch of negative people. I don't. Once you start talking negative and I know you more negative, I will look at you and be like, I don't even want to hear that. Take that somewhere else. Because I don't have time for that. Because if you sit there and you dwell in it and you listen to it long enough, it'll start weighing down on you and you can start becoming that. Just think about that for a moment. Think about that for a moment. Seek support. Therapy, counseling, or even talking to a trusted loved one can provide perspective and tools for healing. Yes, it can. We all get that one friend or maybe two that we turn to sometime and go talk to. We all have that. But it's time to move forward, y'all. This ain't no time to be sitting here looking back and woe is me. Why you want to do that anyway? Why? I don't understand that. Why? Start practicing what you preach. You preach all this positive stuff. You preach all this right here. You say all this positive stuff. Once you apply it to yourself and start using it, you're on your own. You give it everybody this, everybody that, and that, but you're not even giving yourself that. Give yourself that. Take the time out for yourself. Go on a vacation. Go to the movies. Go out and eat. Go sit amongst some people and just watch and look and see how things are going. Now, some people do have enemies. Some people do sleep with certain enemies. You like to hang around that mess. You like to hang around that drama. You like to hang around and entertain that stuff. Then you wonder why in your mind you so messed up in your mind. That's one of the reasons why. If you hang around a lot of negative stuff, you hang around a lot of mess, you hang around a lot of drama, sooner or later it'll start attaching itself to you. And if you're not careful, it will become you. Think about that for a minute, y'all. It will become you. Be who you were created to be. The fifth point, focus on growth. Replace the narrative of I'm not enough with I'm learning and improving. Celebrate small victories along the way. Celebrate the small victories. We all have small victories in our lives and stuff like that. So when you start celebrating the small victories, so when you get to the big victory, you be off the chain with that celebration. You be praising like crazy, like you ain't got no sense. So it's time for us to start moving, marching, stepping forward. Ah, yes, I see where all this stuff going on with this president elect and all this right here. Stop focusing so much on that stuff right there and start focusing on you. Yes, it's a part of our life because it's the government system and all this stuff in the world. Yes, we're supposed to do certain things in this world, and I understand that. But at the same time, you got to start doing for you. And I wonder why you won't do for you. Could you even go out and enjoy yourself? I got friends that go out and enjoy themselves. I have sit down myself by myself in a movie theater, at the restaurant by myself. See, because if I can't pull myself out of slump, I don't care who would may or would have came into my life or in my life. They can't help me with that. Oh, I know. Yes, you sometimes you be like, oh, if I just had the right man, or if I just had the right woman. Okay, but it's yourself right. And then when they gone on to the better or gone on to somewhere else or gone on to whatever they gonna go to, then you back in the same spot in the same slump. And then first thing come out your mouth, it ain't no good men out here. It ain't no good women out here. So you stay in bed with that enemy, and that enemy is yourself. Number 6, engage in self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit, whether that's exercise, hobbies, or mindfulness practice. Start working on this. Work on this. Because a lot of times, this thing that's right behind our breastplate and our chest, that heart, sometimes it can fool you. It can go one way, your mind can be going a whole totally different opposite way. Nourish this right here. Learn how to be yourself and learn how to be by yourself. Oh, I know everybody want to be loved and everybody won't have somebody. But then when you get into that relationship or marriage or whatever, is it love or is it just because you don't want to be by yourself? So now instead of having one enemy, which you're sleeping with yourself, you sleeping with the enemy. Now you got two. Now it's you and that person that you're sleeping right beside. Whole nother subject right there. Everyone just tuning in, welcome. Thank you for tuning in with me tonight. My son used to be with me, but he's relaxing because he been in the hospital and stuff. Like I said, this weather right here is rough on the sickle cell warriors, so y'all keep them in your prayers. But that enemy could be deadly for your health. That enemy could be deadly for your mind's sake. It's already deadly for the heart because you get also emotional, get all wrapped up in it. It's already emotional for you, and it's already doing damage to you. But you don't see it because you want to be in love. You don't see it because you want somebody. Oh, I want somebody so bad. Then when you get them, then sometimes it's hard to get rid of them. Sometimes it's hard to get rid of them. But it's all good. Good evening, Miss Yvonne. Excuse me. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard to get rid of them. But facing yourself, y'all see me looking down because I'm reading my notes and stuff. Facing yourself is one of the most courageous and transformative acts you can undertake. Facing yourself is one of the most courageous and transformative acts you can undertake. It involves acknowledging your flaws, fears, past mistakes, and insecurity, as well as recognizing your strength, dreams, and potential. This journey of self-reflection can be uncomfortable, but is essential for growth and self-acceptance. All that's good right there. All that's good. The journey of self-reflection can be uncomfortable. This can be uncomfortable to you. This can be hurtful to you. This can be all of that to you. All of it. But it's for the betterment of you. It's for the greatness of you. And for you to have a peace of mind. Y'all see him cruising through. Came in here and get that water. That's the key for sickle cell patients, water. But all of that is good. The journey of self-reflection can be uncomfortable. A lot of times in life, it is uncomfortable. Starting a new relationship can be uncomfortable. Starting a new job can be uncomfortable. All that can be uncomfortable, but it's for the betterment of you. It's for the betterment of you. It's for the betterment of you, and it's good for you. So when are you gonna start walking in it? Steps to face yourself. Create space for reflection. Set aside time for quiet introspective. Journaling, meditating, or simple sitting with your thoughts can help you access deeper emotion. A lot of people like to write in their journals. A lot of people like to sit quietly somewhere and just look and get into the thoughts and stuff. A lot of people like to just listen to music. I like to listen to music. So I listen to music. That helps me. That's what I do. I listen to jazz because it helps calm me. Driving to work, it's 30 to 45 minutes at that time. Um, I got enough time to calm down, to decompress. Because through life, we go through so much through life, especially men, we face a lot of stuff. And y'all women, I know y'all face a lot of stuff too. Through life, we deal with a lot of stuff in just life itself. But create this space for that. It's like I say a whole lot of times we create a lot of space for everybody else except for ourselves. We do. We really do. We create a lot of space for everybody else except for ourselves. When are we gonna start creating it for ourselves? When are we gonna start doing stuff for ourselves? Number two, be honest with yourself. Acknowledge your feelings, even the painful or uncomfortable ones. Denying them only delays healing. A lot of us deal with that right there. We don't like to feel that pain. We don't like the uncomfortable stuff. We like to deny it, and that didn't never happen, but it did happen. So we put it in denial, and we jump into denial until it really sit down. You sit down, be by yourself, and it really hits hard, and it hits at home. But when, and everyone just tuning in, it's your first time here. Welcome to Real Talk Conversations, where a platform has been created to come together to commune with each other and not divide each other. There's too much division going on in this world right now, anyway. We try to stay here and commune with each other. It's okay to talk. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are, ethnicity you are. Doesn't matter. We can sit and talk. And number three, accept your imperfection. Understand that being human means being imperfect. Your worth isn't tied to being flawless, but to how you embrace and grow from your challenges. We should be growing from all this stuff. We should be growing. When you sit back and you be home by yourself or whatever, look at something. Look at this. Are you growing? Or are you still the same person you was 10 years ago? Have you grown to a better person? Or are you still the same 5 years ago? Have your attitude got better? Have your love got better for people? Or are you still the same person 2 years ago? Yeah, I know that's a challenge for some. Oh, here's a challenge for a lot of them right here. Taking responsibilities. Taking on responsibility. Recognize the role you have played in your circumstances, but do so without self-judgment. Taking accountability empowers you to make changes. Responsibilities and accountability. Many don't want to take on for themselves. Many don't even want to admit, yeah, I was. Many don't want to take accountability. Yeah, I did that. Push it off to the side. We push it to the side, or we blame somebody else, or we give the devil the credit. And a lot of people give the devil a whole lot of credit that he don't even deserve. But we give it to him. Give it to him anyway. The devil made me do it. Now I know a lot of people, y'all don't heard a lot of people say that. Or they would say the devil busy. And sometimes I would turn around and say, is the devil busy, or are you giving him work? Or is it just you? Confront your fears. Identify what you are avoiding, whether it's failure, rejection, or facing past pain. Working through fears helps you reclaim your power. Working through that fear helps you reclaim. Working through that fear. that fear or you may fail again. Who said you're going to fail again? Stop listening to them voices in your head and start listening to that voice that's saying you can be greater. Start listening to that voice. Start giving credit to that voice. That negative voice that you may hear, leave that negative voice over there to the side. You got all this confidence that your car gonna make it to the job. You got all this confidence that your money still gonna be in that bank. You got all this confidence that your husband or wife will never leave you. You got all this confidence that I'm gonna be here for 100 years. You got all that confidence in all that kind of stuff right there, but you don't have no confidence in yourself that you're gonna be this, or you're gonna be great, or you're gonna have more, or whatever. You don't have that type of confidence, but you got a confidence in all this other stuff. And here's a big one right here. Forgive yourself. Some people, they just do that right there. Their life will be better. Forgive yourself. Let go of guilt and shame. Self-forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, but choosing not to let past mistakes define you. Oh, so many wrapped up in their past mistakes. And if you got people that hang around you that's always bringing up what you did wrong or what you did, you need to start cutting them folks off. Either cut them off or put them in check. Sometimes you just need to really put them in check. If they constantly remind you, yeah, you went out here and had sex and you did this and you had these babies out of wedlock, so what? Yes, I know I've done that. So what? What have you done? See, they want to talk about what you've done, but they don't want to talk about what they done. Then they're ready to leave you alone and all this other stuff and gone by their business once you start checking them and saying, what did you do? Let's talk about when you was out there and you mess around with such and such husband, or you mess around with such and such wife. Let's talk about that. Then they want to get off the subject then. So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself so you can pick yourself up and get healed and move on to something greater. Identify number 7, identify your values. Reflect on what truly matters to you. Aligning your actions with your values creates a sense of purpose. Creates a sense of purpose. Let's do that. Create that. Identify your value. What are some of your values? Some can sow. Some can design. Some can create a lot of different things for parties and weddings and stuff like that. I see a lot of creativity going on Facebook. A lot of people got a lot of talent. Like me and my brother William, our talent is detailing. That's one of our talents. What are your talents? What are your values? Let's look at the values that's in you. Not what somebody else saying, the values that you see in yourself. The gift that God given you. Let's focus on that. Focus on that. When you go through life, focus on that. Pay attention to that. And you'll be a great person. Very great. Number 8, seek growth, not perfection. Facing yourself is about progress, not perfection. Embrace the journey and celebrate small steps forward. Y'all see that? Y'all hear that? Self-growth, not perfection. Facing yourself is about progress, not perfection. Embrace the journey and celebrate small steps forward. Celebrate the small step. A lot of people want all these big steps first. Celebrate the small step. You got to celebrate the small step to get to the big steps. But we want to jump to the big step. We don't want to take the small step. It's all a progress. It's a process. And a lot of people don't want to go through the process. A lot of people just want it handed to them. Here you go. Don't work like that all the time. Doesn't work like that all the time. Facing yourself takes time and patience, but it's a profound step towards self-awareness, healing and becoming the person you're meant to be. Facing yourself takes time and patience. Patience is the key to a lot of stuff, y'all. Patience is the key to a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You don't have patience, you ain't gonna make it in this world. Because everything is not gonna come just like that to you. It's not. Everything is not gonna happen just like that for you. It's not. And one thing about patience, and I know some Christian folks in here, and they can attest to this. And one thing about when you start following God, or start following Jesus Christ, one of the main things He worked with is patience. That's one of the main things He started with, because you got to wait on Him. Patience is the key to a lot of stuff in our life, and it's a small step to moving forward to get to the bigger steps. You got to be honest with yourself. A lot of times we're not honest with ourselves. Sometimes we get into these characters or role play, and we don't never come out of them. We stay in them. A lot of times people see what they see on TV. They jump into some of these roles like they're on TV and never come out of it. They just stay in them same roles. They see a lot of stuff. People got this and people got that, and they doing all this stuff. But you can't do what they do. That's just TV. That's just TV. One time, me and my son had a discussion. We was talking, and one of the things I said in that a lot of these rappers and entertainers, when they do these videos and stuff, those are not their cars. As soon as the video's up, they take them cars back to the dealership. They just use that. They rent them out for it at that moment. They take them cars right back. Now that could be the house they may be using, but a lot of them cars, that's not their cars, and that's advertising for that dealership. Be honest with yourself. Face yourself. Face your fears that's going on in you. Face all that. Quit running from it. Face that and start having that self hate. Lord have mercy, that self hate is running rampant, and we see it now. Self hate. Love yourself. Be honest with yourself. Focus on growth. Seek help if you need some help. Seek support if you need support. Do all that. Create a space for reflection. Be honest with yourself. Accept your imperfections. Take responsibility. That's a big one right there for a lot of people. They don't want to take responsibilities. We can grow in this world together if we learn how to take responsibilities for our actions that we've done. And I ain't talking about the ones that people know. I'm talking about the ones that people don't know. Just wake yourself up. Wake up. Wake up out of this 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 slump. I hear a lot of people saying, "We woke, we woke." What are you woke to? And I understand what some of them are talking about, but really, what are you woke to? And if you are that woke, why you're not waking somebody else up to find a purpose in life? Then I'm woke. I'm woke. Okay, what you woke to? If we are so woke, why are we still in the same mindset? We're so woke, why are we doing the same thing? Just like, are we gonna walk around for 40 years doing the same thing? Aren't you tired of in that same circle? Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of being around the same people that ain't going nowhere? I shared a video on my page, my Facebook page, and I know a lot of people seen it. And then I said, you know what? A lot of people missed the message in that video, but they probably thought the daddy was wrong because the daddy didn't come to didn't go to visit his son while he was in prison. But the whole message of that video and what was doing is let him know I'm not going to be accountable and hold you up in your wrong for what you did wrong. I'm not. Some parents hold their children up in their wrong and then wonder why they continue to do that. And then when he got out, them same friends that he was hanging around that he got in trouble with was still in the same place and the same mindset when he got out. So he had to cut them loose. A lot of times people don't want to cut those friends loose. They still want to stay entangled with all that and then wonder why they're not moving forward. It's time for us to move forward. You tired of being in the same place? It's time for you to cut them folks loose then. If you feel like people holding you back, and that's what you need to cut loose. You need to cut them people loose then. Let them go. What you afraid of? What you afraid of? You cut them loose. What are you afraid of? If you made it this far before you start being friends with them, then you can make it farther without them. I know that's a hard pill to swallow right there, but you can. Or do you love it because you love what they do? Do that's what you want to do too? You like being part of that mess, but then wonder why your life is at a standstill? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Is that it? Just asking. But since we here, let me just take a little break right quick. Welcome back, y'all. Till we get some sponsors and everything, we're gonna do that right there too. You know, and I thank everyone for tuning in with us on this evening. I appreciate each and every one of you all. If this is your first time, welcome. Welcome to Real Talk Conversation, y'all. You know, we may not be the biggest or the best or whatever, but we do try to sit around and talk about certain things and things that goes on with us. Even in our life, we talk about stuff like that. But sleeping with that enemy, a lot of times that enemy is you. It's you. And I know you don't want to admit you. I know you don't want to admit that because a lot of y'all think y'all perfect. A lot of y'all think ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. It's some stuff wrong with you. Just like it's some stuff wrong with me. There is no one perfect person in this world. Not one. If it is, I'll wait. Show me. I'll wait. So the way we go out and we pump people up and celebrate other people. Won't you start celebrating yourself sometime? And if you got friends that don't want to help celebrate you, but they want you to celebrate them all the time, I would leave that alone. I would leave that alone. I ain't lying. I would leave that alone. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm not joking. I'll leave that alone. Hey, good evening, James. How you doing, man? I'll leave that alone. You got a lot of people that want you to celebrate them, but they don't want to celebrate you when you do the smallest thing. But they'll celebrate. They want you to celebrate them when they do their small thing, and then get mad at you when you don't celebrate them. Want you to support everything that they do, but won't support none that you do. They share all this stuff with other people and about other people, about themselves, but won't share nothing about your stuff or what you got going on. But they want you to share everything that they got. And then get mad when you don't do it. Oh, I thought you were my friend. Oh, I thought you loved me. Yeah, okay. Okay. See, the one thing about that is that the energy that you give, a lot of people don't want to accept that same energy back to them. Don't give if you can't receive it. Don't give if you can't handle it. Don't dish it out if you cannot handle it. The energy that you give is you're gonna receive that same energy back. You support people, people will support you. You look out for people, people will look out for you. You celebrate people, people will celebrate you, and they will bring other people to help celebrate you. But once you selfish like that, and all you want somebody to celebrate you, you don't never want to celebrate somebody else, then that's what you get. That's what you get. You get what you give. You get what you give. Oh, we run around here and we do all this stuff, but we don't want to give out no stuff. But you want me to support you. See, if I got on here and talk arrogant, a lot of y'all think I was so full of myself, but I'm not full of myself. If I got on here and talk so arrogant that like can't nobody tell me nothing, then y'all just think I'm so full of myself. It's a lot of people that can tell me stuff, that can say stuff to me, and I listen to them. I celebrate people that celebrate me. I got friends on both sides. Matter of fact, on about 3 or 4 different sides. And they ain't all black neither. But they help celebrate us. Not they help celebrate us and support us. And I support them back. But we have this thing that it's me. I'm the stuff. I'm the it. Y'all know the first 2 letters. I'm the it. But then when you say, hey man, hey sis, can you do this? Can you? All I need is just share this right here, or just say this or mention this, and you never get that. But then get mad at you when you don't do that kind of stuff. What happened to the verse, do unto others as you had them do unto you? A lot of y'all like to quote that, but you don't do that. Treat the neighbor the way that I want to be treated. You don't, you say that and quote that, but you don't do that. You treat that neighbor a certain way. I just put it that way. But you want that neighbor to treat you so well. Now the neighbor treat you like he or she want to be treated, but you don't treat them back that way. It's me. It's me. And then you get into that pity pot when stuff is not going right. Then you singing that song. It's me. It's me. It's me. Oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. See, because now you don't went out there and you don't made a few enemies, but the real true enemy was yourself. We don't like to look at ourselves. We don't want to deal with ourselves. We don't want to go through stuff that's dealing with ourselves. We just want to complain and bicker it and blame it on this and blame on that person and blame it on the devil. Y'all love to give that devil so much doggone credit. And he can be sitting there saying, I ain't got nothing to do with that, but guess what? I'm going to take credit for it because you're giving it to me. Oh, we give the devil so much doggone credit when it really is just you and your self-hating self. It's really you that's putting all this mess out there. It's really you that's love to be in this drama. It's just you. Oh, the devil is so busy. Yes, he is busy. But how much work are you giving that doggone devil? You got to remember something. He's just like God. I ain't talking about y'all folks that don't believe in God. I'm talking to folks that believe in God. You got to remember something. One thing about the devil, he never sleeps neither. He's on his job, just like God is on his job. He's on his job 24/7. And you also got to remember something too, that God will allow the devil to mess with you. If you think I'm joking, go read the book of Job and you will see yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go read the book of Job. You're not exempt once you start doing better and start acting right and start changing from some of your wicked ways. We're not exempt from that. Once you get saved and go all that stuff and get following Christ and stuff, you are not exempt for it. Sometimes that's when the trouble begins. Because as long as you're not doing and following Christ right there, you're already the devil. He already got you. You can be the nicest person in the world. That don't mean you're going to heaven because you're the nicest person in the world. Ain't never done no wrong. You got to have a relationship. But that's a whole nother subject. I ain't mean to go that way, but sometimes it goes that way. You know what? I'm gonna get some of my preacher friends on here. I'm gonna let them explain some of this stuff to y'all. Matter of fact, I just seen what was that? Miss Yvonne, you talking. I didn't know he was a minister. So Minister James, I'm sorry. I didn't know he was a minister, but I'm gonna put the title in front of Mr. James. And you know, I know you probably didn't mind me calling you James, stuff like that, but that's fine. You know what? I'm see can I connect with him and see can me and him talk. Miss Yvonne, can you set that up, please, for me, please? See, it's always great to meet new people. Because sometimes meeting new people can bring you to to a place that you might need that new person to come in and help you with that support, that lifeline. Because sometimes you will share some of your most intimate things with a total stranger, and then maybe you can get out this pity potty bed or with this doggone this enemy that you have created. Appreciate that. So when why you want to stay there? Why? You've been in this bed with yourself of all this time for 20 years. Why you still want to remain there with that entity? I thought we supposed to change as we get older. I thought we supposed to mature as we get older. I thought all that's supposed to take place. But when I look at some of the people from back in my childhood days, back 20, 30 years ago, they still in the same place. Still in the same place. I don't get it. Yes, I know I'm not perfect, but I ain't in that same place I was 30 years ago. I'm not. And still trying to cut a lot of this stuff off from back then. I am. I'm still growing and will forever be growing to the day I leave this earth. We put everything on the devil, but sometimes we reap what you sow. You know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Minister James. I'm glad you said that because I remember from our former pastor, we was talking one time. He was preaching one Sunday morning. This has been about 10, 12 years ago, maybe 13 years ago. And he was saying, he said, y'all, it's funny, but it's not funny. It's a shame that all the stuff and dirt that we did back in our early 20s until we start really knowing better, all the way up until our 30s. And then we start reaping what we sowed when we get in our 40s and 50s, what we did back in our 30s. Ain't that something? You reaping what you did 20, 30 years ago. You sow hell, you gonna get hell. You sow hate, you gonna get hate. And guess what, y'all? That come from you. That didn't come from no devil. Now, unless you sold your soul to him, unless you don't sold out for him, then I can understand that. Oh, but ain't life grand? Ain't life grand because you got a chance to change all that. Yes, you gonna reap what you sow. Don't get it twisted. You gonna reap what you sow. It is written that you gonna reap what you sow. A lot of people call it karma, but it's really you reap what you sow. You sow good seed, you get good seed. Sometimes you don't get them good seeds from the people that you think love and care for you like that, but you get good seeds from somebody else. It's always a ram in that bush for greatness from somebody else. Even when they don't want to support you, boy, I tell you, God got people lined up for you. It's whenever you decide to step up into it. Mr. James, we have to get you on here so you can tell your testimony. In a time that we're in right now, we need all the great testimonies and testimonies we can get to help pull people out these slumps. So if this your first time, everyone that just tuned in, appreciate you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You know, like I said, my son used to be co-hosting with me, but he just got hospital, sickle cell is something. And we're gonna talk about that again one day about sickle cell and how to deal with it and how you can help people with this stuff that's dealing with sickle cell. But um, we got to get out of this slump of a lot of stuff. We're in a slump. A lot of times, some people are in a serious slump that they don't want to really deal with. Sometimes we don't want to take our own self responsibilities, and a lot of times we need to take responsibility for all the actions that we done. If you don't want to do that, then I can't. I don't know who's gonna help you. The only person that can help you is the Lord from then on. But we got to stop blaming everybody for everything that we do. We got to stop blaming. And if you're married, you got to stop blaming your husband and wife on everything. Sometimes take responsibility. It may be just you. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe it's just you. When y'all become one, why is it still two? Well, I'm gonna do this, and I always done that. No, when you get married, that ain't what you do. Just like when we look at the children, when there's children involved in the marriages that they may have younger kids and sometimes they older kids, it's a problem in that marriage with that. Well, these are my kids, and you can't tell my kids what to do. Wait a minute, you got young kids. I can't tell your kids what to do. I ain't trying to be their daddy or whatever, or be the boss of them like that. That's the way you want to put it. I'm trying to help them, but I cannot allow your child to run over me at the same time, neither. But we see that in some marriages. I'm gonna leave that alone. But we're gonna talk about that one day. We're gonna talk about that one day. But you do reap what you sow. Oh, I know a lot of y'all don't like to hear that. That's why y'all like to blame the devil. You do reap what you sow. You do reap it. whether it's good or bad, whether it's up or down, side to side. You're gonna reap that. You can ask God to forgive you, but you still gonna reap. You still gonna reap it now. Preach your message, Lord, help me to see myself. Yes. Something that right there, Minister James. A lot of people don't want to see themselves. They want to see everybody else except themselves. They don't want to see themselves. Everybody else is in fault. Everybody else is doing wrong. Everybody else this, that, blah, blah, blah. But they don't want to see themselves with this right here. Lord, help me to see myself. I appreciate it. He's probably listening. He's listening. He's in here. But it's time. It is time. It is time. It is time. Y'all, it's really time. It's time to pull that old sheet off and that old cover, that old comforter that you don't have for 10 years. It's time to throw that comforter away. And what I mean by that, it's time for you to take that old comforter off your bed and get your old self out of there and put your new self on, get your brand new comforter and move on into the next life of being great. That's what I mean by that. That's what I mean by that. Yes, it is time to run to. That's what I mean by that. It's time. It is time. It's time for you to get out that bed. It's time for you to stop sitting there moping and crying and weeping and all this stuff about what you have inflicted on yourself. See, a lot of times we go through stuff and we deal with stuff and we cry about stuff, but a lot of that stuff is self-inflicted. What devil made you go over to this man or woman house at 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning or midnight? What devil made you do that? And I know we make up a lot of excuses why we're married and well, I won't get this support, I won't get that support, and that's why sometimes it's good to sit down and talk, and sometimes it's good to bring a third person in there. But what devil made you do something that you really didn't want to do? What devil made you do that? And I know a lot of people say, well, rebuke the devil. We got to rebuke the devil. Okay. Rebuke him. But when I read that scripture there, he said resist him. No, I know that just messed some of y'all up. He said resist. I can rebuke you, but you'll keep coming around me. I resist you, sooner or later, you're going to stop messing with me. Or you're going to stop coming around me. So I just resist you. That part right there. It wasn't the devil, it was our flesh. You can never please this dirt. You can never please it. Oh, you're going to turn back to dirt one day. If we didn't have these caskets and stuff like that, and they just put you out there and let you decompose and all that, you go right back to where you were formed from. The dirt. Some of us put things on God that is not from him. That's true too. See, a lot of times a lot of people take the scriptures and just pull them all out of whack and all that stuff right there. And it's okay to some folks. They just let them do it anyway. I can take that Bible and make that Bible say whatever I want to. That don't mean it's right. I can take that Bible and say, yeah, see here, it said they had multiple wives. Why I can't have multiple wives? I can make it say that. That don't mean it's right. It was a reason why they had them back then. It's a reason why kings had them back then. It was a reason why I can go in there and say, look, that's why I can sleep with my cousin or my sister, or if you was a female, I can sleep with my brother. Because see, that's what they did. That's what Lot did. Lot slept with they daddy. See, I can make it say that his daughter slept with him. I can make the Bible say whatever I want it to say. I don't mean it's right. But when you read the story of why that happened and took place, then you be like, okay, I see now. But it's time to cut that enemy loose. That means you yourself. It's time to cut yourself loose and put on the brand new you. Unless you just love being that old you. And some of y'all church folks, y'all been in church for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Some of y'all still the same. Where's y'all growth? You want the young people to come in and follow you, or not follow you, but come in and you supposed to be the example. And they see you still the same person that you were 20, 30 years ago. Out of all that, you ain't grown. Some. So the enemy is you. So when you gonna stop sleeping with yourself? That's not a sexual thing neither. For somebody to say, "Oh, he talking about you supposed to sleep with ourselves." No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that sleeping with that old you. That enemy is you. That enemy is not always somebody on the outside. A lot of times the enemy is you. So I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna go relax a little bit. It's been a long weekend for me and everything. I was looking at on my brother Michael Gateway page today. He had a memory of our sister. Sister passed away about 3 years ago, and I was sitting here thinking about some of the stuff and laughter that we had and all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, man, it's been about 3 years, man. My sister had passed on, and he had it on his page, and I got to hit him up too, so we can talk. And it's just something when your loved one passed on and you miss them, but that's a thing we all deal with, and we all of us have different ways of dealing with death. But I got to hit him up so me and that nut can talk. We get together. It's funny when we get together, Doc. But we're gonna have to talk about that one day too. I ain't talking about just death per se by itself, but getting ourselves together. And this right, and when we talk about that, I know a lot of people would say, well, I don't believe in no God, and I don't believe in this, and God ain't real, and Jesus was never here. Those are just characters in the Bible and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. That's your opinion. Lead other folks along that believe. But I will ask you these questions right here. I will ask you this right here. Okay, if it ain't no God, and I know a lot of y'all say, well, I believe in the universe. It's somebody greater created the universe. Then no two rocks come together like scientists say and form this world. But I will say this right here. You ain't got to believe in God. That's your opinion. That's your choice. But I will ask you these questions right here. Hey, you don't believe in God? Let me ask you this. Why do we get old then? And if it ain't no God, why do we die? And if it ain't no God, who controls death? Because if it's my choice, I'm not dying. No, I'm just being straight up with you. I'm not gonna die. Okay, I would do that. And appreciate that. So you ain't got to believe in God. That's your choice. But it always amazes me when people get in trouble who don't believe in God. When they get in trouble, first thing out them, oh God, or can you pray for me? I thought you didn't believe in God. Where's your universe? That's a whole nother conversation. I'm gonna get some pastors on here. So we can talk. I'm gonna sit back and listen. Get me some a paper and pen and listen, take notes. Matter of fact, I have a minister on a pastor on minister pastor on next week. Nothing happened. I got to get back with her too. Yeah, I'm just wondering because you know what? They can't answer those questions. They cannot answer those three questions. You can attempt, but you can't answer. You can't answer why do we get old? Why do we even get old then? Why do we get old? Why do we die? And who controls death? Because I guarantee you, all y'all that's in here, it's about 30 y'all in here. All y'all that's in here would not die if it was up to you. And if I'm lying, somebody tell me that I'm lying. If you had control, you whatever age you are at, you'll rewind it and go back to whatever age you want to be. I go back to when I'm about 25, 26. And I would stay at that age right there, especially what I know now. And I would stay at that age right there. You're gonna leave here one day. One day. So if I were you, I would get out that bed right there, and get into the other bed. And what I mean by that, I would get out that bed of my own self-inflicting, killing myself, my own enemy, and get into the other new bed that I am great. I am marvelously made. That's what they say when trouble comes. Pray for me. Yeah. Now we want to run to him when that happens. Now I'm gonna leave that up there for a minute. Run. We want to run to him when stuff start happening to us in life. But then the crazy part about it, Mr. James, soon as God delivered them from it, they go right back into that same situation. I know for a fact because I have done it myself. See, I can talk about myself. I don't know about y'all. A lot of y'all scared to talk about y'allself. A lot of y'all scared to talk about how y'all used to be to your children. You won't even tell your children all the stuff that you used to do. I don't mind telling my kids what I used to do. See, that's a self-help for them. Maybe they won't make that same choice that I made back then. And I'm not down to anybody that have grandkids or had kids out of wedlock, because I had kids out of wedlock. I have shared my story before. I have my daughters are back to back. Born in 1989 and 1990, missing two women at the same time. Some of y'all ashamed to say stuff like that. Some of y'all are, got kids that is by somebody else, but you got this man paying for that child that ain't even his. See, y'all scared to admit that kind of stuff. You ain't got to admit it to me, but you won't confess that. So when my kids ask me certain stuff, I'd be straight up with them. Yeah, I had y'all back to back. I was messing with your mama and your mama at the same time. See, y'all scared to admit that. But sometimes when you confess to your children, talk to your children, tell your children what you did and been through, sometimes that prevents them from going that same route. Maybe y'all should understand that. Some of y'all don't understand that. Some of y'all in here probably y'all probably grandparents. I'm not even a grandparent yet. And I'm fine with that because that's their choice. Some of y'all, I see some of y'all have said, when you gonna have some grandkids? And when they have them kids for you, then you're mad because now you're taking care of them. Then when they tell you to your face, well, you asked for it, you take care of it. See, then y'all mad then. I gotta leave that alone. I'm gonna have to leave that alone. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that type of conversation right there. Y'all ain't ready for that type of conversation where it's self accountability. There you go, James, Mr. James. You see, y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all don't want to be honest with your kid. Well, baby, when I was growing up, well, I did a little something, but I didn't do this. But you scared to tell your child that you was sleeping with this man, that man, that man, or you fella, you don't had a baby by this woman, that woman, that woman. They got sister and brother all out here that they don't even know about. But you were scared to tell them. You scared to be open with your children like that. And then you wonder, I wonder why they doing this kind of stuff. But when you look deep into it, they doing the same thing that you did. But you're scared to tell them what you did. Don't be nice on that side. You want to sweep it up on the rug, all this stuff that you did. But it's at the same time, you down to somebody else. You down to somebody else for doing that. You down to them. How dare you? I gotta get this thing, I gotta get this soundboard thing going. I gotta get my son to get this thing going. So we get some sound effects in here too. But how dare you? How dare you down somebody for having kids out of wedlock and you did the same thing? How dare you? That's I ain't even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna I'm not even coming on that part. You down to somebody for doing the same thing that you did. Lord have mercy. How? How you down to somebody for being out there being fast? I'm just using the nice term, being fast. As my granddad and grandma used to say, hot in the britches. But you did the same thing, but you down to somebody else for doing the same thing that you did. We need to tell our kids before someone else tells them the wrong way. And you know what? It's a lot of them out there telling them the wrong way. A lot of this old teaching that we got, boy, going out there get you some, going at it. And I understood what they were saying. I understood what, especially with the men, I understood what they were saying because they didn't want you to be on the other side. They didn't want you to be gay or nothing like that. But at the same time, they weren't teaching you the right values of that. We tell the good part, but the whole world needs to hear how delivered us from drugs, fighting and selling drugs. Yeah, I used to sell drugs too. I got in a few fights, won some, lost some. That's why I'm here today to tell the story. But a lot of y'all hide that side of y'all. Y'all hide that side of y'all. Y'all hide it. Ooh, yes, I'm like a saint with the halo around your head. Ooh, I'm so good and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. Boy, please, please. Your tail just fast as some of the other ones. Yeah, he busy. I ain't hit him up early today. Y'all tell y'all kids the truth. Don't sweep around my door until you sweep around your own. Yup. Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people love that right there. They want to sweep around your door, but when it's time for me to sweep around your door, you try to keep me out. Stay off around my door then. I don't care what my kids may ask me. They want to, and I say this, and I still say this to the day because my oldest daughter is 35. So and my baby girl is 32. I mean 34. So you see, it's right. That's back to back. So when I seen that happening, I seen that because that's what I got it on both sides for my daddy and my granddaddy side. I got on both sides. When I seen that happen, I said I cannot be like that. That's why my son is 26. So y'all see that 35 and 34. My son is 26. So y'all see the gap in between. And I will say to my kids, even as they're grown right now. You want to know anything about me and what I used to do? You ain't got to go to the street. You ain't got to ask nobody else. You can come ask me. Because ain't nobody going to tell my story better than me. Nobody. You can tell a story, but that's all it's going to be, a story. You can't tell the truth about my story unless you get it from the author, and I am the author. So y'all can continue to run around here and lie to your children all you want to. Some of y'all lying about kids. Like I said a few minutes ago, that he's not that man that you said that father, but you're lying about it. And then when you're on your deathbed, now you want to confess. You should have told that child that years ago, but you want to confess now. That ain't your daddy. What? And in some cases, that ain't your mom. What? Be honest with them. And this is not a sling at nobody. Let me just put that out there. I'm talking about my life. I ain't talking about nobody else's life. I can't talk about y'all life. I can only talk about mine. But here we are. Here we are. And sometimes when I post on Facebook and stuff, sometimes I like to mess with people sometimes. Just to get a conversation going. I like to mess with people sometimes just to get the conversation going. So if you want to talk about me, yeah, you come talk to me. You want to find out anything about me, come talk to me. Can't nobody tell you my story. Can't nobody tell you none of my story. They can't tell you that stuff. I can tell it. I tell my son they can't walk in the shoes I walked in, but I let them know too. If you make your bed hard, you got to lay in it. Ooh, exactly. I don't know how old you are, James, but Mr. James, but boy, that's my mama teaching right there. That's my mama teaching right there. And just like this story I shared on my Facebook page, and it made me think because that's something my mama told me. My mama have always said to me, especially me, because I'm the baby, even though I'm the last sibling living, when my sister and brother passed away. I'm the baby, but I stayed in more trouble than my sister and brother put together. Not with the law like that, but just in trouble in general. I got more whoopings than my sister and brother put together. But I'm gonna say this right here, and why that story I shared on my Facebook page mean a lot to me. Then I'm gonna get out of here. One of the reasons I shared it is because it made me reflect back over my life, what my mama said to me. My mama have always said to me, if you go to jail, you get in trouble. Now she made the difference in between it. She said, now if it's self-defense or anything like that, she said, I get it. I understand. I'll come down and get you. She said, but if you go to jail for any dumb doggone reason, any stupid doggone reason, or you hang with your little so-called friend, she said, don't call me. She said, if they called me and said, I'm locked up, she said, this is what I'm gonna ask them. Is he okay? If they say yeah, she said, okay. Is he got something to eat? If she said yeah, if they say yeah, she said, okay. Do he have somewhere to lay down, lay his head and sleep? If they say yeah, she said, well, okay, he okay. And she said she gonna hang up the phone. My mama meant that to the heart. She meant that. She really meant that to the heart. And when I got in trouble at that time, I couldn't call my mama. I had to call my brother. And he said, when he came and got me, he said, look, this is my first and last time. You get in trouble, you on your own. Because mama had told us about doing stupid stuff. So what you doing is stupid. See, you need that tough love. And my mama and my brother and my sister, they gave me that tough love. So I ain't been in trouble since. I ain't trying to knock on no wood. Nothing. See, I made conscious and different decisions about my life. My life ain't meant to be in there. It was not meant to be there. And I'm not knocking anybody that been to prison. I'm not knocking them. Sometimes we go because of our choices. Sometimes we go because we hang around certain people, and it's still your choice, but you hang around certain people. Yeah, I used to sell dope too. I done that. But when I got into the conscious mind to like, I can end up in prison or dead. I left that mess alone. I used to have it and wouldn't sell it, but I had it. See, that's how you know God would start changing my life. He was changing stuff in my life. That's right. He's a young man with wisdom and experience. Oh, we same age. 56 years old, and the way I was running, did not think I'd be this old because I was doing a lot of dumb and stupid stuff. I'm right there with you, bro. Same way. I was the same way doing dumb, stupid stuff. See, but a lot of men when confess that, like you just did, and like I just did, a lot of men won't confess that. And for everybody that may see this later on, they're gonna be like, "Wow, that brother, they're telling they telling their story." That's right, because maybe this may help someone. They may be struggling with something. That may be struggling. How do I get out of this? You don't have to be in that. I'm not perfect. I can admit that. Some of y'all won't even admit that. I don't do no wrong, please. That's where I found God in prison over 30 years. Y'all, these are real life stories. Real life stories. See, and I'm glad y'all some real people because I always say this, and my son always say this right here too, that we never know who's watching. We never know who's listening. We never know. I can see when you come in, or you can just you don't even have to click on it, but you be watching. We never know. Because sometimes when we say certain stuff, it can help people. Some people could be struggling with certain stuff. So it does help people. Man, thank you for that, man. Because somebody need to see that. Somebody need to hear this. Thank you, Miss Yvonne. Yvonne, a part of the crew. And everybody that's been watching, I appreciate each and every one of you all. You know, thank you for your support. We never ask get on here and beg for money and stuff like that, even though we know all this equipment that we have is not free. And we thank everybody for putting anywhere from a dollar to $5, $10, $20, whatever you do on the Cash App or Venmo. We appreciate that, and a dollar go a long way. And sometimes when people hit us up and say, "Hey, I just need a little gas money. I need a little something here," we send it to them. Not on here boasting or bragging about nothing. We send it to them. It's a lot of stuff that we may do that y'all ain't know nothing about. Sometimes it's a shame that it takes a disaster for us to come together. It's a shame sometimes. But sometimes that's what pulls us together, them disasters. Just like many of you may not know, every year when my birthday come around, I always I always thank God that I'm still here. But I always say, put some in the cash app so I can give it to people. I try to bless people on my birthday, even though it's my birthday. I try to bless people that may be in need because sometimes I do get inboxes or a text or a call. Hey, I just need a little something. I do get those sometimes. And whatever I have in there, I send it. And if I don't have it in there, I send it out my own pocket sometimes if I got it. You need to see James Jr. now. totally transformed, anointed, and full of God's love. I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna hit you up, Minister James. Bring you on, let you talk. Share your testimony. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like now, bring people on, share their testimony from that beginning to this where you're at now, at the present time, from the past to the present. Just like my friend Travis Clark, young man, 16 years in prison. He got 16 years being prison feds. Y'all know, if you know anything about prison, when you do fed time, you do all that. You don't get out of jail card early. You do all that. And he said how God delivered him. He didn't do but 11 years. And when he got out, he been on fire ever since then. I don't have him on. Man, he gonna set up another date to come back on, because he even going back into the prisons and talking to them guys. It's a better way once you get out here. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's not always death when you get out. It's all what you make up in here, and you trust in the Lord. Jesus Christ was about helping people, making their life better. Man, got something to say. I bet you do, bro. I bet you do. Yeah, I try to do my best to help the community. Yes, yeah, y'all know my son has sickle cell, that he cares. Yes, I do, and I care for a lot of the other sickle cell workers. You know, we had the ladies on here, a couple of ladies on here with sickle cell and telling their story, and I'm still gonna get some of the men to come on here and tell their side of the story about sickle cell. I do my best when I'm not working anything. I try my best to go out and help people. See, that's the thing. Just because I don't say stuff about it, don't mean I'm not doing nothing. If you got to say something about it all the time, or you got to post pictures about stuff you do all the time, and you got to do all this about all the time, then you're really doing it for show. You're not doing it from the bottom of your heart. Yes, I know sometimes the pictures are good that you're showing, especially the community. You're showing that you're in the community, that you're coming out to help community. But every time you do stuff, shouldn't be no picture. Every time you do something, shouldn't be on Facebook or whatever social media platform you have. It shouldn't be, if you're doing it from the goodness of your heart. There's a lot of people that's doing a lot of stuff you ain't never heard of. Never heard of. When these churches and these hospitals, they get all these big donations, you don't even know who gave it to them. You don't know. So everything is not to be posted. It's not. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. Everybody. Yes, Miss Yvonne, she come and she tagged people. And we greatly appreciate that. We greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate her and everybody else that when you get on, you tagging people, and everybody, people I've seen in here from Nevada and Tennessee and Memphis and it's just all around. We just here. It's like a family. We here to just talk. We just here to share some stuff. That's all. We're not here to be boastful and all that kind of stuff. Yes, and I know a lot of people talking about a lot of different things, and that's great, because I go on their page and I listen to what they're talking about. I'd be like, that's a great idea. Sometimes I interaction into their conversation too. We just thank you all. We thank every one of you all that has tuned in with me tonight. And let me put this little commercial in right quick. Yes, welcome back. So we make our own little videos sometimes. My son got me working like crazy. James Jr., it was all God doing. You always stand out when the word resilience comes to my mind. You beat the odds, and most didn't because they did not know God. Sometimes you have to move in silence. Yes, you do. Everybody want to be seen. Everybody want to be seen. That's you. I still go around the brother that are lost, the ones that know the real me, so they can see that there's still hope for them. That's right. That's right. When I go to church on Sunday, I sometimes I just be standing on the step. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Sometimes the guys will stop. They'll stop and be like, "Hey, man, I see you in the yeah, you know, drop by sometime. You are the doors open. You're welcome. Come on in." I don't pressure them. I don't do none of that stuff. I was asked one time because I do wear jeans and a shirt and tennis shoes to church sometimes. They said, why you wear that? I said, well, I can give you a couple of reasons, but one of the main reasons, I said, sometimes when young people come in off the street or man come in off the street and that's all they got is tennis shoes and a shirt and a pair of jeans. When they come in sometimes, they're looking for something or someone like them. Sometimes when we are so dressed and well dressed and ain't nothing wrong, that's fine then. But sometimes I wear a suit. But sometimes they feel out of place. And sometimes some people have their chest it's up on their head instead of the head being the head, but their chest is up. They're gonna, yeah, I'm the man of God, or I'm the deacon, and I'm this, I'm the trustee and stuff like. Leave that title alone. Yes, you got a title. I know God gave some, but leave it alone. Your title is not that important to people like that because when they come off the street, they looking for help. They looking for what you have, not you up there bragging about your freaking title. And I wait if somebody can show me when you die and you stand before the Lord, he can say, well done, my good and faithful pastor, deacon, trustee. I wait. If somebody can show me that, I believe it. But until then, I ain't gonna believe that. He said, well done, my good and faithful servant. When Jesus came, Jesus was a servant first. You read on, you didn't start seeing him compare himself or really telling who he really was until later on before he got crucified. But see, y'all don't read them scriptures. Thank you, Miss Yvonne. This is great. The world needs to see and hear this and hear from real people who were not born saved. Hey, you're right. I wasn't born saved. I wasn't born saved like some of y'all. I did some stuff. I did some stuff. If I could tell you some of that stuff, boy, we'd be on here another. It'll take about 2 or 3 days or longer. Yeah, we have to meet them where they are. So I come in and I have had people say something. Well, you shouldn't dress like that. Well, the Bible says just dress modest. They didn't say I have to dress like I had a suit on. And really, I'm you know what? Let me say this before I get off here. Say this before I get off here. Man just said this today. You don't have to have a title to be a witness. No, you don't. They're not looking at that. Sometimes when we meet people on the street or talk to people, sometimes some of them people have titles, but you never know. Because they don't put that first. They don't put that first. They don't. We have to meet them where they're at. You know what? Dressing up. Let me say this before I get off. Dressing up. A lot of people don't even know where that come from. Some of you don't even know where that come from. If truth be told, dressing up coming to church come from slavery. Just my glasses. You can go look it up yourself. Dressing up come from slavery. And it was a white guy. I had posted that one time before. And white guy said, man, I didn't believe that till you said that. And I went and looked it up. That's where it come from slavery. The ushers walking with one hand behind their back with the white gloves on come from slavery. I, I know that just messed some people up right there. I know that just did. Oh, y'all look good with that white uniform on with that white glove, one hand behind your back. That comes from slavery. You know why? They had you walk with one hand behind your back and white glove because they didn't want the black hands touching the pan, and they didn't want that. They didn't want two hands on it because they was afraid that you might steal some of the money. The reason that the slaves were dressed up so it make it look good, like he take care of his slaves. but it was really hiding the whips and stuff that he got beaten from the other night, and to appeal to the other slave masters and the other slaves that was in there in the church with them, that I take care of my slave. That's where it come from. You can go look it up. You can go look it up. And I hear some of these pastors talking about, you're supposed to dress and wear the, well, guess what? The devil can dress in a suit and a dress and be still a devil. And I'm not saying you shouldn't wear no suit, you shouldn't wear no dress. That's your choice. But sometimes when we start out, that's all people have. Because people say, well, I don't have nothing to wear to church. You got on some shoes, right? You got some pants on, right? You got a nice shirt on, right? You can come on in. Because you can take a hell raiser that kills that unalive somebody. Got to watch that word. That unalive somebody and be laying in that casket with a suit on, but that don't mean he going to hell. That don't mean he going to heaven, because he could be on the road to hell. Just because he looked good in that casket don't mean that he's going up yonder. That's real talk. See, we don't want to get that down into that side of the story, because you could be suited and booted and still get kicked out. You could be dressed to impress and still get booted out. And I'm not knocking nobody that wears suit, because like I just said, I wear suit sometime. In the wintertime, anyway, go wear a coat. But when I encounter people and they see me sometimes, especially if I go to the store before I get to the church, hey man, where you going? Because my nickname is Pete. Because a lot of people know me by that. Pete, man, where you going? Get ready to go to church. Dressed like that? Yup. You got tennis shoes on, so what that mean? That tennis shoe don't make me saved. That tennis shoes ain't gonna get me into heaven. It might can walk me into hell. God is not looking at that material that you have on. He's looking at that thing behind that breastplate in your chest, and that's the heart. I could be looking good and smooth on the outside, but my heart can be just as hellish as it could be. Y'all don't want to talk about that. But thank each and every one of you all for tuning in. Everybody that just tuned in, thank you all. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you send to the Cash App. We greatly appreciate it. Thank everyone, newcomers. Thank you all. Come back. We do have a thing that we do open mic night sometime. We're just trying to get a lot of the schedule. We just easing back into everything too. Like I said, my son been in and out of the hospital. That's why sometimes I don't be on a regular like that no more. But we working back through that. I appreciate all of you all, for real, from the bottom of my heart. Well, let me change that. I ain't gonna say the bottom. From my heart, my whole heart. Some phrases we just need to get rid of. All right, because I ain't gonna put none of y'all at the bottom. I appreciate y'all from my heart. That could be all over. And I thank you all. I hope y'all come back next Sunday, because I do have a guest that's supposed to be coming on next Sunday. And I hope y'all come back and sit down with us and listen, because she is a minister. I know a lot of men don't like that, but she is a minister, but she's also an artist. She do sing. She's from my hometown, our hometown, Anson County, represent, just like my friend Travis Clark, Anson County. We are stepping up. We got some people doing some great things in our little county. Some great people doing some great things in our county, y'all. For real, for real. Yes, we do. Let me know when you have James on. James Jr. Gonna tag a lot of folks. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I sure will. I'm gonna get with him too after. Either I'm gonna hit him up tonight, or I'm gonna hit you up, Minister James. I'm gonna put it that way. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna give you. We all gonna relax after tonight, but I'm gonna hit you up. I greatly appreciate the hearts. Everybody, thank you for the hearts and the love and everything. We are on YouTube too. We trying to get to all platforms. Love this. Going to share. Makes so much sense. Learn so much. Love always. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If this is your first time, we appreciate you. Appreciate you all for coming through on tonight. Appreciate you. Miss Yvonne, we love you, because you always shoot it out there. You put it out there. We greatly appreciate you. And everybody, I see some great friendships coming along after this, and I greatly appreciate you all. You keep, like I said, keep my son in your prayers. You know, this winter time is rough on sickle cell people. It's rough on them. It's rough on it, you know. And we greatly appreciate all the prayers and all the phone calls, all the texts, and I know he greatly appreciated, because sometimes he tell me about some of the stuff that he don't even know. They be hitting them up, checking on them and stuff like that. We greatly appreciate you all. We thank you so much from the heart. From the heart. Appreciate that. From the heart. We greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all come back. That sound like one of them old TV show. Y'all come back. You hear? But what's that? Beverly Hillbillies. But you know, appreciate you. Y'all come back, sit down, and you know, grab you something to eat. Come back and sit down. And I know some folks watching the football game. That's fine. That's fine. I don't watch football that much like that, but I do watch it, but not like that. But and I thank you all. Everybody, y'all have a great rest of your Sunday evening. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday evening. And if you're not friends with us, hit us up on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. We're all over the place. I got to get it where we can have all of our links inside the chat too. Inside the chat. Believe God's going to touch and heal him. What's his name? Brandon McCoy. Brandon McCoy. I'm in agreement with that. You know, I have said this. I have said this myself, that not only him, but a lot of all the sickle cell patients. But I have said this over my son, with my son. I said, I'm looking for you to be healed. Not with medicine, but I'm looking for God to heal you. That's me. Y'all can call me crazy if you want to, but I believe outside the box. I don't stay in the box like a lot of y'all do. I'm outside the box. So I'm believing that and appreciate that. We greatly appreciate that. we just love all of y'all. And see, sometimes that's what make it hard about getting off, is y'all get to come in and we just thank all that. Have a blessed night and week ahead, praying for you and your family. Because we appreciate all that. Appreciate all that. We love each and every one of you all. And we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm so used to having me here, but I'm gonna get out of here. Everybody stay tuned. I will have a flyer up of the guest that's gonna be on here next Sunday, so she can tell her incredible story. And she got an amazing song. So I want y'all to come back, and y'all just watch out for the flyers and watch out for the posts. If you're not friends with us, hit us up. Come become friends with us. Join us. Join in with us. We're not here begging for no money. We just want to come here and talk. But if you want to put $1, whatever, on the cash app, we appreciate that, because it will go help somebody. If we don't buy stuff, equipment to keep this stuff up, it will help somebody, because even that dollar that you may send goes a long way, because it has helped somebody, and it's still helping somebody to this very day. So until the next time, y'all, we'll see y'all. God bless y'all. Love y'all. Holla.